I'm a little nervous, but we are starting our cabinet build.
So you're never gonna believe what happened.
Because I'm old and dangerous. Pow!
Please don't hurt yourself. Our story started on a sailboat with nothing but a dream and each other. Then we traded the ocean for 8 acres of jungle and built an off-grid life completely from scratch. Life had other plans though. A baby, a health scare, and suddenly everything changed. Now we find ourselves here, tearing apart a Florida home and building something we're truly proud of. Welcome back. We are getting right back into our mudroom. The drywall part is done. It's now on to the exciting parts. We're going to be priming, we're going to be painting, and one of the most exciting parts, which I'm actually really nervous about, is we are going to begin the start of building cabinets. I want a nice bench in this room with 2 tall cabinets for vacuums and mops. We're gonna get our fingers wet. Is that the saying? I don't think that's the saying.
We're gonna get our fingers wet. Toes wet, maybe? There's some kind of saying like that, but I can't really remember.
Yeah. Anyways, we're getting our fingers wet, and it's beginning.
All right, so in the mudroom, I've been ripping my mud knife and my sanding. I got it all nice and smooth. I think you never really know until the primer goes on there, but I think I've done a good job in here and we are ready to start painting. We're going to roll this on today. I know we got this, like everybody knows, we got a cool spray painter, but this room is so small. It's almost, you know, just as big as me. It's kind of more like a closet. So I think that'd be kind of chaotic with the sprayer. Might be better. I may regret my decision once I start rolling, but I just think a roller in here will be easier. And I got my primer, I'm ready to go. And yeah, shouldn't take too long. And I got to save myself some time, I got the Pro Block Quick Dry, so that if there are any little problems, I can always come in here and fix them later, quickly fix my little discrepancies. Nope. All right, so some of you may have noticed, Matt, I think you missed the spot. That's like y'all's favorite thing to say to me when I'm painting or doing anything. But yes, I did miss the spot, and that is on purpose. Right here is where the plumbing lines go through. There's plumbing lines on that wall, but I'm not nailing anything on that side. And then there's plumbing on this wall. We do plan to be putting in cabinetry, so it's very important to me to know where my pipes are so that I do not screw through them and have water going.
The whole wall's going to be covered by cabinets.
Whole wall's going to be covered by cabinets and stuff all through here, and I think even like some shiplap. So the whole wall is going to be covered. I just want to make sure that I protect my infrastructure.
Okay, we're off to the paint store. I'm going over a lot of different things in my head. I've done a good amount of research. A lot of houses nowadays have their walls painted a color and then the trim is white. That's out of style now, they say. Everything needs to be the same color. The ceiling, the walls, the trim. Some people even do the doors. I think with our doors, we're kind of keeping that cool characteristic of like a wood door and trim. But I have two colors I'm picking between. For the whites, it's either alabaster or Greek Villa. Hopefully I don't choose wrong and it comes out looking very yellow. We also have to make sure we get the right sheen. I did a lot of research and they say the walls need to be eggshell, which I'm not exactly sure what that is. I've never painted before. And the ceiling needs to be flat. And not only does the ceiling need to be flat, it needs to be 10 to 20% lighter, like the opacity. So I'm going in there, let's figure this out. I got the goods. I got Greek Villa. I just pulled the trigger because I didn't want to have to come back. I did get these big stickers of the alabaster and the Greek Villa so I can put them around in the other rooms to make sure I got the right color for the rest of the house. And I got 20% lighter for the ceiling flat. And the guy kind of looked at me like he's never even heard of that. So he was like...
He said, he was a real Sherwin-Williams snob. He said, never even heard of that. They just do it white. We have a ceiling paint, but it's really just white. And I said, thanks for the insider secrets, bro. Go ahead and cut that 20%. Appreciate ya.
Anyways, so we did what we wanted to do and not just white ceiling. So we'll see. I gotta put my seatbelt on. All right, bye. All right, guys, it's the next day. I got 2 large stickers. I don't know if these are new. I think they're new. You can now get large stickers and stick them on your wall to help you decide, and then you can peel them off and put them on another wall, so you don't have to buy a sample paint and check them.
Sherwin-Williams has come up with a genius plan to profit off of the insanity of women, because these didn't used to cost nothing. They said, you know what, let's make them bigger. How much did this cost right here?
$3 and some change.
$3 for a plain white sticker. I want to say it was closer to $4. So pitiful women.
Anyways,
done to society.
Before we would have to buy sample paint and paint it on the wall, a chunk, and then you spent way more. So he doesn't know. Anyways, so we got the 2 colors. Like I said before, I already chose Greek Villa. I knew, but I wanted to put these around different rooms of the house, of the living room and the dining room, to see which looks better. And I still can't decide. So I think that Greek Villa, we're gonna see it painted on the walls, and then we're gonna really be able to decide. And I don't think anyone would really notice the difference. Like, let's say I painted one room this and one room this. Do you think anyone's gonna come in here and be like, oh my God? I don't know. So we're gonna get into painting. I'm excited. All right, guys, we got the ceiling done. I'm really excited. I think I chose the right color. You can tell the difference between it and the primer paint. It brings a little bit of warmth to this room, which is exactly what I'm looking for. So time will only tell though. We're gonna get into the walls, and that's when we're really gonna be able to tell a difference. It's gonna be the full Greek Villa color at an eggshell sheen, which I don't think it's very shiny. I think it's just one up from flat. But you let me know in the comments, we'll see.
So you're never gonna believe what happened. After Kristen labored intensively over these painting options, she decided to go with an eggshell for the walls in here, because this was kind of my practice room for my level 5 drywalling skills, and she said, I'm gonna need something that's gonna hide imperfections. So she went with an eggshell, and guess what they did at the store? They gave us satin. which is shinier, more wipeable. It has its own benefits, but it don't hide as good. So we're gonna have to go back and trade this back out. And this is what happens when you're dealing with DIY home renovations.
We should have, and you know what? I didn't trust this guy because he already made fun of me, didn't know what he was talking about, and I should have double checked.
People are dippies in the world, bro. People want to fight with you all the time. I go to Home Depot and I ask the guy where the stuff is, and he says, oh, what am I supposed to know everything just because I'm wearing an orange apron? And I was like, dude, you work here. Like, when did that happen, America? When did we start getting jobs that we just like not only can't do, but also refuse to even try to do? Cuss customers out.
Sorry, we went back to the store. We got our cashmere, different brand, eggshell. So now we're ready to paint.
That's thick boy.
Thick. I'm out here with my nephew. If he films bad, blame it on him because Kristen was at home with the baby. So I'm out here with the plywood that I got to take home, these 4x8 foot sheets, but I got the grocery getter, I got the mom car, so I have to rip these on site, and luckily I got my nephews to help me. Line it up perfectly. Okay, that's pretty good.
That was pretty good. Okay. 2 feet, 24 inches?
24 inches. Alright, now hold that string on the mark.
Yeah. Ain't that right, Uncle Matt?
Huh?
Ain't that right?
Sure is. If you say it, it's right. All right, boys and girls, so we just got all that lumber loaded up, and I guess I got to watch my mouth and call it lumber because I was in there between those two buildings and the wind blew all the sawdust in and I breathed it in. And my nephew said, Uncle Man, why you coughing so hard? And I said, man, I just sucked so much wood down my throat I can hardly breathe. And he said, sounds about right. And they both started giggling. So if you're around a couple of like preteen boys, watch your mouth, and if you're dealing with wood, call it lumber.
All right, today is a very exciting day. I'm a little nervous, but we are starting our cabinet build. This is the very first cabinet that we're building in this home. We're hoping it goes well so we get our confidence boost for the butler's pantry, the kitchen, and our coffee bar. So we're starting with our mudroom cabinetry. Like we said on previous video, we're doing a nice bench at the bottom with drawers and then 2 tall side cabinets on the side of the window. We are doing painted cabinets in here. We're not doing the white oak in here. We're going the cheaper route. We're going to paint them, so we're using poplar, birch plywood, We got to get this started. The first thing we're going to do today is we are going to do the toe kick area, and we are going to get our 2x4. So you have any final words before we get started? Are you confident? Are you ready?
I think I can cut some 2x4s. Yeah, I got that.
That's step. Okay, here we go.
Okay, so now I finished step one, which is finding the highest spot on my floor. Since I can't push the concrete down, everything else has to come up, so it's going to be shimmed up on the low side. Now the next step is to cut my long pieces for my toe. What's it called? Like a toe board?
Kick platform.
Toe kick platform. I got to cut my long pieces for there. 83 and a half.
Okay, so now I'm gonna put my support beams every 16 inches. Yep.
Okay, leveling our kick platform is very important. You gotta make sure it's leveled all the way around because the floor's not completely flat. And then we use shims. We're gonna be using composite shims because they act like they don't compress over time like the wood ones. So we're trying our best to make this elite. We just got the toe kick platform done. We did Tapcon it into the cement. I read online you're supposed to do that. Matt says it's an overkill, but he did it anyways to please me. Now we're moving on to phase two. We are going to start cutting the birch plywood to make the cabinet box.
All right, so I got my big, scary thumb chopper 9000 right here that I gotta use. Everybody's afraid of this thing, including my nephew Levi, for good reason. Kristen's afraid of it because it shot a piece of wood out one time and dented the old grocery getter. So this thing's a beast, but what I've learned is that if you kind of lock it in here, it doesn't move as much. And you know, we're getting better at it, but we don't have a table saw, so this is what we're using to rip today.
I'm scared. Please don't hurt yourself. Guys, it's another day. We have officially cut all the pieces for the first box. It's time now for the pocket holes. We did have a little issue when we were cutting the plywood. We are using that stupid radial saw. I call it stupid because it's dangerous and old. It was doing a lot of tear out. Unfortunately, it got a few pieces of our wood that are gonna be dividing where the drawers go. You won't see them, so we're going to use them anyways to not waste money. But it is a lesson that we learned. We have a lot to do to fix that situation, but we're moving on. Time to get our pocket holes in place.
Yeah, and that's rude what you said about the radial saw, because if the radial saw is old and dangerous and that's what makes us stupid, then I'm stupid too.
Because I'm old and dangerous. Pow! Chuck Norris.
Boy.
Ow. So we're using this Craig pocket hole jigger, which puts your nice little corner screws in there. It's a lot more legit than what we would normally do, which would be just putting the two 90s together and then nailing them through all the end grain. This way you get a nice bit of
Solid joint.
solid joinery.
We got all the pocket screw holes set up. We dry fitted it real quick to make sure we put them in the right spot, and we think we did it. So now all we have to do is use pocket screws to put in those holes and a little bit of this glue, and we are gonna assemble our first cabinet box.
And it's a good thing Kristen got the glue because she got the wrong type of screws.
I did. I was supposed to get coarse thread screws, but I was so excited that I found the right size that I just grabbed them. And then when I got home, I was like, uh-oh, I was supposed to look at the coarse of the thread. And I got fine thread instead of coarse.
Yeah, fine thread is for hardwoods. Coarse thread is for plywoods. So hopefully.
Why are you so excited to tell everyone I screwed up?
Because you always tell everyone when I screw up. We're in a marriage. It's all about keeping score.
No, it's not. Anyways, I think it's gonna be fine. We're gonna move forward with it. And clearly if the whole thing falls apart, we know it was all my fault.
Yep, you're in big trouble. All right, we got our boxes set up. Now we just have to do the back panel, which is a 1/4 inch piece, which I'll be using my brad nail to attach. All right, so the cabinet box is built, brad nailed, all stapled, pocket holed in. Now I just have to carry it in there. It says this is to be safe as a 2-man lift, but I told Kristen I think I can get it by myself.
Don't ruin our beautiful paint job.
I know. Maybe he can help me.
we are figuring out through this cabinet build that we are maybe missing some tools. We tried to get away without having to buy a table saw. We thought maybe we could use our hand saw, or we put, obviously in this project, we tried to use that radio saw. Do you think we're gonna need a table saw?
We might need one. It just gives you a little bit more control over the tear out. The tear out was our biggest problem here, but I think we could make a few adjustments with the radial saw and make it, and also I could probably just use my handheld circular saw to make a table. But with the amount of cabinets that we have to make and things like that, it's probably just going to be beneficial to have a table saw. So we'll see. More and more tools. You know, I hate swiping that credit card. I'd rather it just come out a little janky. But Kristen is of the...
You can't spend all the money on the wood and then have giant tear out.
That is true.
But let us know in your opinions on the tear out. Maybe you have some tricks. Maybe you say you just need this blade and we can fix it. We're gonna work on it, and we're gonna see you next week. We are really got a lot of work done this video. I'm really excited between the primer paint, the regular paint, the cabinet build. It's just gonna keep going. So,
And the drywall came out okay in there.
no, the drywall came out great.
I was really worried about my drywall, trying to smooth out that old texture that was there, but that actually came out pretty okay. And that room is hard because it's so tight. Tons of corners, so it was kind of a hard thing. So I still have some drywall to finish, but I'm pretty confident, I'm fairly confident that it's going to come out relatively smooth. Maybe not level 5, but we might could do level 4.
It's good. It's good. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.